Hi, Dr. Jeremy James here with Fit Forever. Today I'm going to take you through a simple but effective workout with just a chair that's going to improve your posture, your balance, core strength, and hip and shoulder mobility. Now I want you to pay close attention to the details here. As we say in Fit Forever, it's the quality of movement, not the quantity of reps that matters. And that's particularly true in this case. We're going to teach you how to turn on muscles that'll support your joints and have you feeling better. So I'm going to start seated down. So one of the core concepts in our Fit Forever program is the concept of neutral spine. And that just means the position in which your spine can withstand your posture while sustaining the least amount of damage and stress and strain. And so for most people, that's just good upright posture. Chest out, shoulders back, a natural bit of a curve in the low back, and your core is engaged. So I want you to sit up tall. You're maybe sitting on your sits bones. And then I want you to lightly engage your core or your stomach as if I was going to punch or tickle you. Just firm up those muscles. You should feel them firm up. If you're not sure, give yourself a little cough and feel those muscles turn on. Now I want you to maintain that tension and use your fingers if you're not sure while you breathe. Keep that tension engaged, keep the core strong, and breathe. And then we're going to show you how neutral spine and how the core support of neutral spine works. Maintaining this position, I want you to just lift one leg up off the ground while keeping your core still and stable. And then the other leg. And for a lot of you, this may be challenges. If you sit around a lot and you haven't been exercising, this right here can be a good exercise you can do right in your home in the chair. Now I want you to stop, relax your neutral spine, slump a little bit like you might do normally, and then do that. You're going to feel it pulling on your back and moving your body. We're trying to avoid that. We're trying to give you a nice, strong support system. So engage your core again, good posture, feel it, lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, let's go to 10. Keeping that core engaged. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now I want you to think about engaging the muscles in your buttocks, the gluteal muscles. For a lot of you, these can become weak and conditioned as you sit around a lot. So let's think about squeezing your buttocks as you sit in this chair. And you're going to feel, a lot of you, that's going to lift you up a little bit. I want you to just practice turning those muscles on, squeeze, and turn them off. Relax. Turn them on, squeeze, hold, turn them off. All the while maintaining neutral spine and a good posture. Squeeze, hold, and turn them off. Now I want you to put that all together to get out of the chair. So we're going to engage our core, sit up tall, nice firm contraction here. Squeeze your buttocks. I want you to lean forward, and as you start to get some weight on your heels, squeezing your buttocks, you're going to lift yourself up, engaging the glutes. Now, a lot of you, that's going to be challenging. We're going to try that a few times. If you find yourself having to do this to get out of a chair or to put your hands on the sides, that it means usually, at least part of it, you're not using the muscles in your backside. So if you need a support here, if you need to use the arm of the chair you may be in or a counter until you're strong enough to do this, that's fine. But just work on engaging the muscles. So let's try that again. Core's engaged, upright posture, squeeze the buttocks as I get weight on my feet. For a lot of you, think about spreading the floor or ripping a piece of paper off apart that may be between your feet as you come up. So pretend there's a piece of paper right here. As you're rising, you're going to pull it in half with your feet by pressing out, at the same time squeezing your butt. So core is engaged, shoulders back, lean forward, squeeze your butt up out of the chair. Now for those of you that need assistance, you'd have your hand here, maybe here, pushing in, squeezing your butt. Let's try that 10 times. For those of you not using assistance, put your arms out in front of you if you can. 1, nice tall posture, core is engaged. 2, you should feel your glutes working more than your thighs if you're doing this the right way. I don't know if you've heard of the sit test, but being able to get out of a chair or off the ground without support is a key indicator for health. And being able to do this has been shown in studies to predict that you'll live longer. So being able to use these muscles in our backsides and in all of our body the right way is so important. Let's do one more. Okay, great. I'm going to turn the chair to the side. And for those of you that may not be strong enough yet, we're going to use the chair as assistance. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is just talk about how to stand upright with good posture. So in this position, I've got my feet shoulder width. My shoulders are down and back. I'm just going to stand up tall, engaging the core. Now I'm going to teach you how to turn on the muscles in your back And this is actually a challenging exercise with no equipment. So I want you to widen your stance a little bit, put your hands on your thighs. Then I want you to pull your shoulders back and just press into your thighs with a good amount of force. And I can feel the muscles right through here, my lats really turning on. So let's press and hold. Breathe, cores engaged, shoulders back, turning on all the muscles that support our backs and give us good posture. Relax. Whew. And that's actually a lot of work, more than you'd think. Let's try that again. So we're trying to engage all the muscles that support the spine, the lats, the core, the glutes. Feet shoulder width apart, knees bent, hands on your thighs, push. Now I'm pulling those shoulders back and down towards my spine, pulling my shoulder blades towards my spine and towards my back pockets. I'm holding and I'm pressing in. Relax. Let's do 2 more. You should really feel these muscles on the sides of your back, your lat muscles really working at this point. Knees bent, good posture, chest up, into the hands, press, shoulder blades down towards your back pockets. Hold, breathe. Good posture, nice slow breathing. Relax. Let's do 1 more. And this is actually a lot of work. Most of you may be feeling out of breath at this point, and you may be surprised at that. Press into the hands, shoulders back, push, hold, breathing, nice good posture. Don't hold your breath. Learn how to use these muscles in your torso independently of your diaphragm. And relax. Well done. Take a breather there. We're going to add a little bit of complexity and difficulty to that move we just did. We're going to add some shoulder mobility exercises. Now, I want you to focus on this one. We're going to be moving the shoulder like this, not to bring your shoulder up towards your ear. We want to keep those shoulder blades down and back as we rotate the shoulder behind us. For a lot of you, that's going to be very challenging. You're going to want to do this because we're used to using these upper trapezius muscles as we are on our phones and on our computers. So shoulders back, keep them back, and the arm comes like this. Okay, we're going to start in that same position. Feet shoulder width apart, knees bent. Push in, activate the lats, breathe. And then while pushing down with this hand, with your left hand, bring your right arm up. Thumb behind you, pull that shoulder blade down your back. Hold, and back nice and slow. Now press in with this hand, your right hand. Left arm comes back. Thumb goes behind you, keeping the shoulder down. Don't let it come up towards your ears. Back and down. Again, pressing with my left, bringing up my right. Nice and slow, we're not rushing through this. Getting good shoulder mobility. Keeping us with the ability to lift things overhead without injuring ourselves. And down, well done. Now you already, just from what we've done, should feel taller, you should feel woken up, and you should feel a lot of muscles working that maybe you're not used to, and that's a good thing. Okay, a lot of the movements we do in life, think about picking up a bag of groceries, taking out the trash, are diagonal in nature. That's the way our bodies are built to perform. So we're going to do just a quick little movement to integrate those diagonal patterns. So standing here again, nice wide stance. We're going to start with our right hand on the left of our hip, thumb up, and just bring it up and across, opening up the chest. Back and forth. You're also challenging your balance right now too. Moving one arm across the body makes us stabilize with the nerves in the cells in our feet called proprioceptors, and with our inner ear and visual system to maintain balance. Good. Let's go across the other side. Just bringing that shoulder out, opening up the chest, back and across, improving our shoulder mobility and the muscles on the backside of our shoulder, the rotator cuff muscles, which can become quite weak. We're opening up the chest. Let's do 1 more. Well done. Now we've gotten the shoulders moving and we've woken up these muscles on our backs, upper backs. Let's continue to work on the muscles in our buttocks, our backside. And now this is where you might need a little assistance. We're trying to wake up the big muscles in the buttock, the gluteus maximus, the gluteus medius. So we're going to try to extend the hip without arching our back. For a lot of you, this may be difficult. So I want you to take your fingers and just press them into your buttock. Rely on your chair or your sofa or whatever you're using for support. And then you're going to kick the leg back behind you and out to the side a little bit. So from a front view, it looks like this. Leading with the heel. And I want you to press in, good tall posture, and try to feel those muscles working. You should feel a tightening under your fingers right here. I've got my middle finger about 2 inches behind this hip bone. And that's what we're looking for. And if you struggle with this, that is going to be part of the cause of any back pain you might be experiencing or lack of hip mobility. Let's do 12 reps. And again, from the front, it looks like this, trying to wake up those gluteal muscles. If you can't feel them, go ahead and give yourself a little punch there. It'll wake the muscles up. It'll reintegrate the pathways in your brain. You'll be able to control them and get a nice, good squeeze and in range there. Now notice, I'm not doing this. I'm keeping neutral spine by keeping my core engaged. Okay, great. Let's go to the other side. Same thing. Now I'm going to be supporting myself with my left hand. I've got my right fingers into the buttock to feel for that contraction. Good tall posture. And you should really feel that muscle kicking in, especially at the end there. Think about pushing through the heel. Let's do about 12 of these. Don't get too hung up on exact number of reps. And by the end, for most of you, you may feel that muscle fatiguing because these are muscles we don't use a lot and we sit on them all the time. Good. Now, if you struggle with that, I want you to repeat another set. For those of you that definitely could feel that muscle working, we're going to add a little bit more challenge to it in that diagonal pattern that I talked about. We're going to be extending the left leg and the right arm. And we want to try to keep the back still. And the same as when we did the shoulder mobilizations, keep your shoulder down. Don't let it come up here. So rely on the chair for support. It's going to take some coordination. So this helps a lot with coordination and balance as well. Lean a little bit on the chair. I'm going to kick my left leg back and bring my right arm up and lean forward a little bit. And I'm going to hold about 5 seconds. Again, not letting my back extend. I'm going to bring it in, reset, shoulders down and back, core engaged, and go the other direction. Hold. Remember, if you struggled with just the leg part, keep doing that. Don't you do the arms yet. Bring those in later after you've practiced this a few times. Out. Good tall posture. We're working on balance. We're working on coordination. We're working on movement patterns that we use in everyday life. These are great, simple, functional exercises. Let's do 2 more. Nice, good posture. 1 more. And done. Good. So again, a lot of things going on. If you've maybe seen those exercises where people are on their hands and knees doing that sort of movement, this is just a precursor to that for those of you that may not be able to get in the hands and knees position. So now let's work a little bit on hip mobility. As many of you know, as we age, one of the biggest problems that we have is degeneration of the hips, leading to a wide degree of hip replacements throughout the aging population. And most of that is because of a lack of hip mobility. You have to keep the hip moving to keep it healthy. This next exercise is great for that. Again, we're going to use the chair. We're going to set our posture, shoulders back, core engaged, and then we're just going to try to make circles with our hip. As big a circles as you can without moving your back. Okay, we want to isolate the movement to the hip. So from a front view, it looks like this. Nice, smooth circles. Let's try about 10 in one direction, 10 in the other. Bring those shoulders back, core engaged, stand tall, lean on the chair if you need to, and let's get some hip mobility. I'm doing about 10 circles. If you can only do circles this small, or you can't even barely get your foot off the ground, that's okay. Leave your toe on the ground and just move it like this. You'll still get benefit. Those of you that can, let's do 10 one way and then 10 the other, keeping good posture. This is teaching you to use all those muscles around the hip joint to move that joint through its healthy range of motion, preventing degeneration. Okay, switch sides. Engage your core again, shoulders down, lightly engage the muscles, good posture, and about 10 circles there. Feel free to lean on the chair, and again, if you have to keep your foot on the ground and you can just do this, start there. Very good. Now notice I'm keeping my back still. I'm not getting bigger circles by moving my back. That defeats the purpose. Great. So really have to keep challenging, maintaining, and improving your hip mobility, especially as we move beyond 50 and 60 years old. Okay, so now that we've gotten everything woken up and we've gotten our posture set, we've got mobility in the right joints, let's do some active movement. And let's start with squats. And squats are so important. They are the key movement pattern for doing things like picking things up, getting off the toilet, getting out of a chair, things we do every day. So with the squats, just like getting out of the chair, we want to use the muscles in our backside more than our front side. So let's go feet shoulder width apart, and let's start with just a hip hinge, which is the precursor to a squat. So in this position, good posture, I just want you to drop your butt back without shifting your knees forward. So from the side view, it looks like this. We're just going to practice dropping your butt back without shifting your knees forward, keeping your spine in neutral. So notice I'm not arching my back, I'm not rounding my back, knees aren't coming forward. Just simply put your hands here if you're not sure, maintaining neutral spine, dropping the butt back, coming back forward. Now, let's just take that a little farther and bring our arms out in front. If you're not ready for this, you can use something as assistance until you're strong enough to do these. But for the rest of you, just drop down, and then as you come up, remember I said about a pretend piece of paper here and ripping it apart, push out with your feet, squeeze your buttocks, and come up. Now that cue, ripping the paper, is just trying to get you to push outward with your heels, which will cause you to engage your glutes. So let's try that a few times. Butt back, squeeze your butt as you come up. Butt back, good posture, rip that piece of paper, engage the glutes. I'm feeling my glutes working way more than my quads or my thighs. It's taking load off of my knees, preventing knee injury. It's making me more stable. It's making me stronger, and it'll protect my back in everyday activities like picking things up, like getting off the toilet, getting out of a chair, getting out of a car. Let's do about 4 more. 1, and you can try to get more range of motion as you go if you feel comfortable with it. I've got my arms out in front as a counterbalance. 1 more. Great. Now we got our heart rates up a little bit. Let's work on our coordination and our balance. For those of you that are a little bit worried about your balance or coordination, again, use the chair. We're just going to step forward, to the side, and to the back. If you need the chair, just put your hand here. Let's go. Nice, good posture. We're stable. We're engaged. Step forward, tap your toe. To the side, tap your toe. To the back, tap your toe. Let's just do that a few times. And again, if you need this, it looks like this. But now we're working on your coordination and your balance and strength, all of which will prevent falls and injuries as we age, which is so important. Far more important to prevent things like that from happening than knowing how to rehab after the injury. Let's do 1 more and we'll switch sides. Tap the toe, tap the toe, tap the toe. Same thing on the other side. And again, if you need help, you can use the chair, the sofa, what have you. Tap forward, tap to the side, tap to the back. Tap forward, tap to the side, tap to the back. Tap forward, tap to the side, tap to the back. Tap forward, tap to the side, tap to the back. Great, hang in there. We got 3 more, and we're going to really wrap this up heavy on balance because balance is so important. And if you don't challenge and practice your balance, you lose it with age. But if you do challenge and practice it, you can actually improve your balance, which most people don't know. So work on this stuff. It'll pay off big time. So the first one, make sure you do have a support here. We're going to challenge the 3 parts of your balance. That's your visual system, proprioceptive system, which are the cells in your arms and legs that tell your brain where they are in space, and your vestibular system, the part of your inner ear. So in this one, we're just going to stay in place and turn your head. Now get a support, get something to support you, and if you're worried about falling, and a lot of you, this will be challenged. We're just going to look from side to side. And believe it or not, this does a whole lot for your balance. Because right now, we're moving the vestibular and the visual systems around while trying to keep still. And for those of you that are up to the challenge, raise up a leg. Keep the support if you need it. And for those of you that really feel confident, lose the support. And this is actually quite hard. Keep working your way up. You may never get to the 1 leg up, but try it. Try it with the support if you feel comfortable for it. Let's do the other leg with the support if you need it. If you're not ready for 1 leg, stay on both feet. I'm going to remove my hand, looking side to side. Good job. And for the last part of our balance challenge, we're just going to lean side to side. If you feel comfortable with it, just pick 1 leg up. For those of you that don't, you can grab a broom, a mop, a golf club, whatever you need. Even this chair here as I'm going back and forth. But we're just learning to feel comfortable on 1 foot. The more you practice this stuff, the less likely you are to have an injury when you don't see that curb coming up or trip over something in the night. You practice this, it becomes muscle memory, and your likelihood of injury goes way down. All right, that's it for today. So we really accomplished a lot with nothing but a chair. We woke up and turned on your gluteal muscles. We got mobility in your shoulders. We challenged your balance, and we taught you healthy movement patterns. Keep coming back to this again, whether you're in the home, the office, what have you. But these little tricks that you do every day, added up over time, will pay off big dividends to your body. Remember, change comes with commitment. Keep working at this stuff. Your body will thank you for it. Thanks. Never miss the latest videos from your Dr. Design fitness experts. Subscribe now.